We just got our first sponsored video. Let's talk about that. Hello and welcome to Modern Broadcast. So, in today's episode, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I took apart my green Tales of Symphonia GameCube, showing kind of how to do the Picoboot mod. And with that, everything was going well until it came to soldering on the motherboard. And that's when things fell apart, and they fell apart fast. So much to the extent that I permanently disabled and destroyed my Nintendo GameCube. After I completely destroyed my GameCube, I went to the local game store thinking that I could just do a board swap. I noticed that they had 3 different GameCubes in a locked case that already had the Picoboot modification done to them. So I went to the front counter and I just asked, who did this modification? Can I get their contact information? And they end up handing me a business card. And so the business card was to our sponsor today, actually. So great segue. Come on. Oh. Good job, buddy. Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. But hey, since I have you here, let me tell you about today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is Retro Repair Resale, your go-to place for console modding, repairs, and so much more. So whether it's your laptop, phone, or console, Retro Repair Resale experts will breathe new life into your beloved gadgets, and guess what? They're located right here locally in Denver, Colorado. Retro Repair Resale doesn't just mod, they fix and sell top-notch modded systems. Visit in person or opt for the convenient mail-in service, and trust me, you will not be disappointed. For a limited time, Modern Broadcast members can get an incredible 40% off mail-in orders to mod their GameCubes. Also, Modern Broadcast members enjoy $50 off when purchasing a modded console. So, Modern Broadcast fans, take advantage of these amazing offers now, and check the link down in the description to learn more. Game on! So on my ride home, I called Retro Repair Resale and explained kind of the situation that I found myself in. So I took my GameCube over there, showed the absolute carnage that I did to this motherboard. Here's a picture of it. Oh, God, it was bad. I hate soldering. It's the worst. Dakota was like, yeah, I'm sure we could do it and retrace, the chip that I destroyed. If not, then we'll just do a board swap or we'll make it work. And so left it with them for the weekend, and the turnaround was insanely fast, and also completed the modification for me, so that way I wouldn't have to. Here we have just our GameCube. This one's normal. I did request that if we did it, it was a dull 001 model, so here we have that right here. Basically all that allows is for that port there for HDMI, and then also has the port here for our SD to Vita. That is a different modification. Meant SD to SP2. So with this already upside down, let's go ahead and open it up and I can show you where this big bad Pico board sits. Taking our handy dandy security bit screwdriver here, we're gonna go ahead and just get all 4 corners loosened up, taken out. I featured this screwdriver on my channel before, and so for those of you that are interested in getting one that has a bunch of bits, I will have a link down in the description below. I'll also have a link in the description for this mat. This mat is brand new. I just picked this thing up, and I gotta say it's quite nice to be able to organize. It's got little trays up here that I could flip open and store stuff in, like little trays. There's even some spots that are magnetic. But yeah, it's actually quite nice to have a defined workspace for doing this type of stuff. Okay, with that done, I'm gonna go ahead and flip the GameCube back over. And one thing that's really nice that Dakota does when he does these modifications is he makes the Pico board easily accessible. So I'll show you here in a second. Let's go ahead and remove this. So we just removed the Darth Vader helmet here. I'm just going to pull this aside a little bit. So where Dakota likes to mount them is actually right here. Very easily accessible, and kind of explained why. A lot of people mount it on the side of the fan, sticking straight up. That's where a lot mount the Picoboot. That's where I was going to mount mine, and it sticks straight upwards. But actually what he does is he likes to have it here on the side, so that way it's easy access. It's more easy than it being over here and having to plug in a cable. If this should ever unflash itself, that's rare. Sometimes it does happen. All you have to do is just take off the helmet and then just plug in right there. It's easy accessible, there's no tension, and then all the cables kind of just route right here in the middle just after removing a little bit of shielding. I gotta say, well done, and very easily accessible, and that ain't going anywhere. Let's go ahead and continue with the teardown process. So we're just gonna go ahead and remove this ribbon cable for our controller port. So basically what we're doing is we are taking a screwdriver. We're going to remove all the screws along the sides and back. Let's go ahead and start removing all of these. So it looks like he just uses a sticky pad to adhere that to that plastic molding there. I'm just going to set that aside for right now so we can remove the memory card slot. Alright, now that we got all the screws removed for this section, I'm just going to pull that aside, and we're going to gently shake and lift. So if we look at the front of this, we see here with the shielding, this part has been removed. So that's to allow these cables to kind of just feed through there, and it just makes it nice and clean to mount right up here at the top. It's a lot easier. I know a lot of tutorials remove the mount from here, but having it removed from here is actually a lot easier and a lot nicer to do. So the next step would be to remove the heatsink here. I don't have any replacement thermal pads, so I don't know. I'm not going to remove this, but there is a little chip underneath here where you see these black wires going. That you have to wire to a very, very tiny chip. And then this pad here, you're also soldering these wires to. So it looks clean. It looks like a good job. These cables look like they're making good connections. And the really helps that the wire is flexible. So it kind of doesn't have that tension that I was running into when I was doing it myself. Let's go ahead and button this back up, and then let's go ahead and test out the software side of things. Alright, so here we are on our GameCube here. I'm going to go ahead, just got it all plugged in and plugging in my controller, and going to go ahead and boot it up. So one thing you'll notice is that it's pretty immediate, that it just boots right into Swiss, and we have that black screen to begin with. There was no GameCube logo or anything like that. It was just pretty, boom, there it is. So here is all of our games, and yeah, pretty much we just go ahead and pick one and we can start playing. And those familiar with Swiss, you can see we have, we push X, we can get into some settings, and or just go ahead and exit out of that. Push Y for some cheat codes. There are none on the microSD card, so we won't have to worry about that. And just A to boot. Nintendo. And there we have it. It's just very fast, very easy to go. I think in order to stop it booting right into here right away, I think if we hold B, when we boot it up, it will instead go back to just normal GameCube, and we can boot off the disc. But really, not much of a need to do that with Swiss, because you can just do that from here as well by going down here to the eject button and swapping over. So really that's pretty much it, and then you just get your game files ready for booting up Swiss and you're all set to play whatever. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribe. And seriously, thank you so much to those at Retro Repair Resale. Without you, I would not have my Tales of Symphonia GameCube, and also to have the Picoboot mod done. Have a great week, everyone, and take care.